Hey y'all, welcome back to another Bathroom Chronicles. And so today was one of those really full days when you have your highs, you have your lows. I'm a little tired, but I really wanted to come on because there was a number of things that have been going on in my mind today, a number of things. And I was talking to one of my girlfriends, and one of the things that I'm really thinking about right now, I feel like one of the best ways to really bless yourself. And sometimes people think like going out, getting your hair and nails done and stuff like that, like grooming. I'm like, nah. I think one of the best ways to really just really be healthy and to bless yourself and to bless your life is to know your limitations. You gotta know your limitations. And I was thinking about that. I was like, sometimes people really want you to be their end all be all, right? They want you to be in their corner. They want you to respond this way. They want you to show up here. Listen, when you know your limitations, you just have to be honest about them, let people know, and let the chips fall where they may. A lot of times people put these weights and these demands on a person and they just don't have it to give. Y'all, they don't have it. Okay. I was thinking about this because, sometimes I read people's posts and, I'm not judging them or anything like that, but I can see where a lot of offense comes in. And it's really because sometimes people are holding on to things that they really you got to let it go and not take everything personal. I try not to take too many issues personally, too many experiences personally, because I understand that people are dealing with their own mess. They have their own stuff. And a lot of times you think people studying you, they're not even thinking about you. They're so focused on themselves. They're not even studying you. So why am I holding you hostage and you ain't even studying me? Listen, I realize the best form of self-care, okay, is to just state your limitations and be like, you know what, that's not something I can do. Limitations, boundaries, understand like I don't process information like that. I wish we can start talking about things like that, like how we process, how we think, where our mind goes to. Because for me, I don't initially go, like when I see things, I don't initially think the worst of people. I don't think the worst of situations. I really try to give people the benefit of the doubt first and then move forward with whatever it is that I'm thinking. And I realize in this world, people don't think like that. They usually go to the worst possible thoughts about a person and then you have to prove them wrong. Well, by that time, there's so much offense that they could never prove you wrong. You've already made up in your mind who they are, who they were going to be. So it's impossible for them to even break down that wall. All because you projected that onto them. And sometimes people's projections really have nothing to do with you. Just because someone believes a thing about you, don't mean it's true. They can be wrong. And I'm like, are we going to accept that sometimes people are just wrong? They just wrong. And I'm at that point in my life where I'm like, I can't deal with this. I really can't. I don't want to deal with it. I'm choosing not to deal with it. I'm choosing to just live my life with peace. Like I will talk to you. If there's something that bothers me, I'm just going to state it. Right? And I'm going to state why, because I want you to have a full understanding. So whatever happens after that, that Michelle verbalized her feelings, her emotions, where she was, the level of thinking. Okay? Because I try to be very rational. Because I understand everybody got their stuff. And once you get to a certain age in life, if you can find somebody with no baggage and no issues, you might be in heaven. And so I'm like, Lord, just help me to just keep a level head, not to get caught up in my feelings and my emotions, and not to project things on people when they don't necessarily have the capacity to handle that. Just free people from that. Like, you may not be mentally wise in that particular area, because there's some people, you may know a lot about one area, and listen, I won't take any of that away from you, but you may not be knowledgeable in the way people think and their thought patterns and why they behave in a particular way. And you may build up these expectations. It's not even legit. It's not even real. It's not reality. Okay? That's how you want your mind to go, in the clouds, in the la la land. But that's not how people actually function and work. And I think the minute you begin to understand and realize this is where this person is, right? Respecting their boundaries, respecting their limitations, respecting how they process information, the quicker we get to doing that with people, the easier relationships are going to be. You're not binding them to something that they cannot fulfill and that they're going to disappoint you in. You just don't. You're like, you got too much on your plate. You're doing too much. You can't. No. And that way I don't ever feel like, oh man, you disappointed me. Well, did you disappoint me because I gave you an unrealistic expectation? Just be honest about your shortcomings. And when you do that, if people can't respect that you don't have the capacity to move in that particular way, you can let them go, because they're trying to make you into something that you're not. And you're telling them, that's not me. That's not what I do. That's not how I function. That's not how I roll. And I'm at this point in my life where I'm like, respect people's boundaries, respect people's limitations, respect it, respect it, respect it. They don't think like you, and I've realized a lot of people don't think like me. And that's not a shock to anyone. That's not puffing me up higher or taking me down lower. It's just different. Okay? Not everybody thinks that way. And if you can find people that think the same way you do, that's wonderful. But you do want to have that variety in the way people think. It's a protective measure. You don't want everybody to think the exact same way that you do. But you also want to respect their differences, and you don't have to make their differences law. Okay? Just because they said it don't mean it's true. It's just one person's opinion, okay? You got to go on and live your life, and you know the truth about you, and God knows the truth about you. Live your life and kind of go from there. I'm going to get ready. I'm so tired. I am going to wash my hair tonight. I have a graduation tomorrow. So give my hair a good scrub. Oh, a good massage. You're like, oh yeah. Okay, let me get off of here and stop being silly. All right, so that's my bathroom chronicles for today. I guess respect people's boundaries, respect their limitations, right? Self-care, know your boundaries, know your limitations, know thyself, okay? That way you can free everyone else. Because when you know your shortcomings, when you know your limits, right? When you have your boundaries, you will go ahead and respect everyone else's, right? It's only people that don't have boundaries that get offended, okay? They get real mad, take everything personal if somebody can't do something. It's just like, why? But when you understand you can't do everything, you don't get mad when somebody else can't do everything, right? Anyway, it's reciprocity, y'all. That's all. And honestly, that's what a lot of people are just looking for in relationships, reciprocity. But you got to be able to verbalize. You got to be able to articulate it. And then you got to be able to respect what comes from it. Anyway, let me get off of this bathroom chronicles and get in this shower. All right, y'all. Bye.